Welcome to Escapes. I'm Erika Hemphill, and I am thrilled to invite you on this empowering journey. Join me as we explore the art of escaping self-doubt, the constraints of the 9-to-5 grind, the false realities that hold us back. We'll empower you to embrace entrepreneurship, motherhood, and co-working with your partner, and to boldly step into leadership roles that were once thought unattainable. Escapes is more than a podcast. It's a community of resilient women and men who are rewriting their stories, chasing their dreams, and smashing through glass ceilings. Together, we'll share stories of triumph, strategies for success, discuss our failures, and use insights from remarkable individuals who have paved their own paths to greatness. So join me, Erika Hemphill, as we unlock the doors to your unlimited potential. It's time to escape, empower, and embrace. Oh, and elevate. Your adventure begins now.
Welcome back to Escapes, guys. I am so excited to be here today. We are here for another episode of Husband and Wife Chit Chat. So today it is going to be so much fun. I'm excited. Garland's here.
I'm grinning.
I am handing the mic over to him to ask me anything and everything, whatever. Nothing's off the board. And we are going to do just a Q&A with Erika. Get to know me, mom, boss, entrepreneur, wife. So we have about 35 minutes of just him Q&A. And now I'm nervous. My stomach is hurting because we have not prepped any of these questions. So say hey and be nice today.
She has no idea where I'm going to go with this.
And I am a control freak, so I like to know everything.
Yeah, this is funny just seeing her sit there and squirm. All right. What makes Erika Hemphill a fixer?
Oh, wow. I think...
Well, tell them what you think of, what.
So a fixer, for those of you that don't know or don't want to admit that you are this, is somebody that continually wants to try to help others be the better version of themselves.
I'm thinking more of a business fixer.
Oh, okay. So that's a totally different, those are two separate questions. If I'm a fixer for a person, that's a different answer because I am that. And that's hard. But the fixer of a business is because I'm a control freak.
What I'm getting at, I already know that you're a fixer. People know that you're a coach. Mm-hmm. The fact that you're a fixer and how you are with businesses is, to me, what qualifies you to be a coach. So speak to it in that regard.
So when you say that I'm a fixer, I think that's because I can take myself out of a situation. Let's use a business as an example. And I go in and I look at their business and I look at their processes or I look at their systems that are in place. I immediately have this really quirky thing in my brain where I want to streamline things. It is something that I don't know where it comes from. My mother is this way, and I enjoy organizing things, whether that's financial stuff or that's folders. I know that's what he's talking about because I am a freak about when I'm not in an office, I want somebody to be able to go and pull that folder and be able to do it exactly the same way. And I think that by doing that, there are some people that don't know how to do that. And so I enjoy coaching them and telling them why it's beneficial for them to do it that way.
Right. You are so naturally organized. Like if I asked you where the stamps are at the office, you could tell me where they're at.
Mm-hmm. Right, third drawer on my desk.
Okay, on the bottom. Yeah.
On the bottom.
So she laughs at me because I had some keys from a house at the office one day, and my employee called and asked, he needed the keys. He asked me where they were, and I'm like, go look on the desk or the shelf. Or no, that does not work in Erika's brain. That does not work in her world.
Everything is color-coded. Everything is label-made.
Yeah. So just know that comes so natural to her. Like, it's unreal to me because I am definitely an opposite. I'm more like, let's go, let's get this job done right now. We don't have time to organize it. We'll do that later. And then it doesn't get done.
Or we
So
miss something. And that's part of being a fixer, is that I want to help companies be able to streamline and systemize their processes so that there are not mistakes that are made, and that it is simplistic, so that anyone, if you have an employee that were to leave, somebody else can walk right in and start doing that same job.
So here's the next, this is part 2 of it. What type of businesses have you fixed? A lot of people listening know that you own E&G Designs and Construction and you started that. They probably don't know about your past employment prior to that. So even though, like one business I'm thinking about right now, you may not have fixed them, they weren't broken, but you had a great impact on their success. So tell me about some businesses that you have fixed.
So if I'm going by businesses that I have actually gone in, analyzed, and fixed, I have done
Improved.
Elevated, educated their
Right.
owners to do things differently. I have done dance studios. I have done a cheese shop.
You are not thinking far enough back.
OTC, which is an offshore technical compliance company. I have
What did
done
you-
a nonprofit.
Yes.
Multiple grants and funding sources over one nonprofit. So there was like 4 or 5 different ones in there, because this nonprofit ran 5 or 6 different
What about
grants there.
What about the apartment complexes?
I'm getting there. I'm having to go back. Garland, like I'm going like from like most recent to like way back. The apartment complexes for Lindsay Management. There were, and you say apartment complex, but if you recall, there were
was multiple.
3 different.
Yeah, we would fix one and then they would
And they
move
moved
us
me to
to
the next one.
another one.
I fixed another one, then I moved me to the next one. So that, another apartment complex, I will not name that name, but it was when we moved back to Louisiana, two separate companies. One was a property management company, and one was an actual apartment complex company that owned 6 different apartment complexes, and I did it for each one of those. Let's see, a daycare. I bet you forgot about that. I worked at a daycare and I was an employee, but I helped them deal with their W-2 employee contracts that they had, and I was only 21 years old.
So that's a lot.
That's a lot. I mean,
a
I think
lot.
that covers a whole array.
A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people don't know how many different types of businesses you were working behind the scenes as a fixer. That really, to me,
Do you know that my coaching, we always laughed, but I wanted to, before I ever named my coaching company Boss Babes, I actually just wanted to call it The Fixer, because that's what I feel like I am all the time.
well, let me, I think about Erika as the fixer all the time, because we often go to other businesses and what do we do when we leave?
Talk about how I would change it or make it better.
Yeah. So, Erika the fixer.
But I also enjoy seeing like some of these businesses that I just named. I enjoy educating and talking to business owners. And I also listen to them, because when I listen to them, I'm able to hear what their pain points are where I know that I could help. It doesn't mean that they hire me and pay me money to help them, but I do give nuggets of how they can do something to help themselves be better. And I enjoy that. I enjoy seeing companies grow and be better. What about in our ecosystem, the flooring company? You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And they're in St. Louis, and I've helped through that. And then what about my accountability partner that I took on after Q2?
Right.
So there's lots. I love it.
Yeah. It's so rewarding to help people.
So I guess what I will say for anybody that's listening, because we do have some haters that are going to follow this anyways, for anybody that thought that I wasn't a coach or that I didn't do or couldn't do, I just gave all my goodies away. I've been doing this for a long time.
Right. Now it's just something that you're actually offering more as a consultant.
Yeah.
Now I'm stumped. Like you were squirming earlier, like what am I going to ask?
It doesn't have to just be business.
So I know. So I'm sitting here trying to think of what I would ask. I got her on the hot seat. I'm dropping the ball here. All right. If you could go anywhere for lunch today, where would it be?
Oh, I hate picking lunch.
She can't pick. She does not know what she
Y'all,
wants to
okay, so
eat.
here's the reason.
Oh, no,
Here's
no,
the
no.
reason.
I'm ready to hear it.
Here's the reason. And when I say it, he's going to say, she says this all the time. I make decisions all day long, from like the time that I get up in the morning until I close my eyes at night, whether it's anything and everything. Sometimes I just want to get in the car and not have to make a decision. It's the same thing with vacation. Sometimes, because I'm the fixer, that makes me the planner. And the planner normally has to pick everything.
Well,
and sometimes I just don't want to have to pick.
So if you don't.
The one thing that I do not want to ever eat is Chinese food, period. It's not even a question. I don't like Chinese food. I don't ever want to eat that.
I was going to say.
And I'm on a health journey, so don't feed me a bunch of like fried garbage.
Exactly. That's the problem I have. When Erika says, just take me somewhere.
You want to eat Chinese.
It comes with an opinion. Like, if somebody gets in your car and says, just take me somewhere, they should not arrive somewhere and say, this isn't healthy. Hold up, you didn't tell me to take you somewhere
but you're my
healthy.
partner. You're my partner. You know that I've been on this health journey. Tell everybody how much weight I've lost.
A bunch of weight, okay? 50 or 60 pounds at least.
62 pounds.
Okay. So, look, she put me on the hot seat questioning me right there. She is totally fake news right now, changing the subject. You are changing the subject.
Okay.
If I ask you, where do you want to go eat? Don't say, take me anywhere. If I ask you, where do you want to go eat? You should say, not Chinese, but healthy.
Okay, that's my new answer to everything. Not Chinese, but healthy. And you're still going to say, well, what about this? The other day you asked me what I wanted to eat, and I said, anything on this strip. And then you were like, okay, well, we just had this the other day and we just had that. And I'm like, well, then it doesn't matter. Anything on the strip. I picked a place, and then you said, well, what if we go to Corinne?
Yeah, the reality
So the reality is that you have an opinion too.
The reality is, if she asked me where do I want to go eat, she doesn't want to go eat where I want to go eat. So
That's not all the time.
Yeah.
Okay, so where do I want to go eat? Well, I have a meeting after this recording, so I'm not going to eat lunch.
All right.
I want a salad for lunch.
Okay. And where would you eat dinner tonight? If you could pick, it would just float your boat.
Oh, I want to go back to the toasted yolk. That was so good.
That's a breakfast and brunch place in Biloxi, Mississippi.
I want to try the salmon eggs Benedict. It looked so good.
I'm glad you like that. Once again, this is viewers, listeners. You have the ability now to see. She can help you with everything business related. But if you need to know where you should go eat, don't ask Erika. She just told me for dinner tonight, she wanted to have something that she can't have because they're not open and not within reasonable driving distance. It's not even possible. So
Sushi.
Okay. Who has the best sushi around, in your opinion, where we live?
It depends on what roll I want.
See, nothing's easy, folks.
Sometimes it's Corinne, sometimes it's Kate Street. If I'm talking like literally locally, like right by our house.
Yeah.
If not, if we like expand, Covington's got some really good ones.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Next question.
Next question. I'm trying to think of things that I have a difficulty getting her to answer on a regular basis.
So I have a statement. It's not really a question, even though this is supposed to be a Q&A. A lot of people ask me like about my makeup and my outfits. And I can tell you that my closet is
what? Okay.
is crazy.
What
because I don't wear the same outfit twice.
It's obvious that you have a flair, a little bit of spunk, by your appearance. What shaped that? Like, when did that start? Like, I've seen your pictures of you in like grade school. I didn't see it in those pictures.
Hey, that's because I had braces and glasses. There was just like a funky age, but I always had confidence.
At what point? Okay, you always had the confidence. So at what point did, what made you who you are as far as how you appear?
I think that goes back to our original introduction to the world when we started our podcast. Dance plays a huge role in that, bringing in the confidence. I put a lot of that to my dance teachers, just the ballet aspect of it, like the posture, the dedication, the work ethic that it brings.
Kind of like I went to a dance competition this last weekend and I got like runway vibes.
The makeup, the star quality, the flawlessness that
Costumes.
the
and
costumes have. And I think that our daughter, she's 8 years old and she already exudes that. The way that she walks, the way that she talks now, the way that she cares about her appearance. Don't get me wrong, she'll put a messy bun up really quick and not really care, but I know that my confidence came from dance. And then also having a mom that really didn't care about anybody else's opinion. My mother does not care about anyone else's opinion.
Can you think of a way that, I mean, I know that was a long time ago, but can you think about a time as a child where your mom coached you through something, or how did she show you that
girls are mean? I knew where you were going with that question. I sat on our staircase one day and I cried because I was in high school, and some of the cheerleaders, I was on the dance team and I was a very good dancer, and some of the cheerleaders and some of the dance team older girls were not getting like the showmanship that they thought that they should get. We were going to compete and I was put in the front, and that was just never heard of. There had never been any freshmen that would have been put in the front with the seniors, and they were so ugly. And I remember that was the first time that I felt like I had done something wrong because I was good at something or because I was confident. This is so funny. I'm sitting here talking to y'all about this with my husband, but I had a senior that had asked me to homecoming, and that was just unheard of. But I was very tall, very pretty. I obviously had a lot of confidence. And so therefore they were just mean. And my mom sat on the stairs with me that afternoon and she just said, "Are you going to let them make you sad?" And I remember that was the last time I cried over Mean Girls. That was the last time to this day.
Say it again. What was it?
What?
What did she say? Repeat
what did she say?
Yeah.
Are you going to allow these girls to make you feel sad and less of yourself? And I wasn't, because I hadn't done anything wrong. I was just me. And by being me, they were insecure within themselves and they became mean. And that was the last time. And I think that also shaped the rest of my life in reference to how I am with women and men. I do not allow anyone to dim my light at all. I will rip that Band-Aid off and we won't be friends, and I will never look back and say sorry for it. And people are like, "Golly, that's so mean." No, that's protecting me. And I think more women need to do that, and more men. There are men out there that change themselves, mold themselves because of people all around them. And I won't do that. I don't change my opinion. I do not walk in a gray area, and you will say that. I am very much black or white, because if it doesn't match with my core values and it doesn't match with being honest and truthful, I have nothing to say. You want to speak on that a little bit? How I don't ever waver?
No, these are all things I know. It's cool because we've been, like I said earlier, married 16 years. And I never heard the story about sitting on the stairs. That was good. That was really good. And the reason those are the type of conversations that I want to bring up, that wasn't rehearsed at all, but that's still happening. Like,
Absolutely.
That's a situation that a listener...
We're going to be sitting there with Arbery at some point, and I'm going to be telling her the same thing.
Right. Those are the type of things that I feel like the podcast is for. Like, you just talk to a bunch of moms that can now go to their daughters and tell them the same thing.
I can remember, here's a huge... When I was working at the dance studio, there was a young lady that came in and she was crying in the bathroom. And if her mom is listening to this, she follows me. So I'm sure she's going to listen to this and it's going to bring tears to her eyes when she hears this. Her daughter came to the studio and went into the closet and was crying because there were these girls that were being so mean to her at school. And I went and I sat down on the floor with her and I put my arms around her and I told her, you are beautiful, you are confident, you are smart. And do not let these young ladies dictate or dim your light any day because they are not your friends. Your friends cheer you on and they believe in you. Do you know that that lady now works for my mom? My mom works for the school board where we live. And when she met my mom and she put 2 and 2 together that she was my mom, she walked in there and she said, I want to let you know that your daughter saved my daughter.
Wow. That's good.
Because she was very depressed.
Yeah, that's
she was
awesome.
very hurt by how these girls were treating her. And I will never forget that because girls are fucking mean, man. And I'm sure dudes are mean
I'm sure guys
too.
are mean too. They just don't respond the same way.
Right. But you're right. This is a moment that if you are a mom and you are listening to this, tell your daughter the things that you wanted to be told when you were dealing with these situations. And it is as simple as saying, you are beautiful, you are confident, you are smart. I tell Arby that every day when she gets out the car. Every day. Ask her. She can repeat it back to you. Because I want her to know that everything that I tell her, I believe, and she should believe in herself.
And it works. I mean, they are sponges. They soak up what they're around. You tell a lot about a parent by the child.
Yeah.
We see that in your competitive dance arenas, and we see that in our kids' baseball field. I mean, you can tell
Yeah, for sure.
how a kid carries themselves reflecting of their parent.
For sure.
So, another question. Man, I feel like I've hit 3 home runs so far. I don't know. We got you talking about some good things. Your style, your organization, you know, where it came from, obviously with the, you know, powerful moments where your mom supported you being a strong woman. Let's see. Trying to think. What else we got? You know, we know that she doesn't know where she wants to eat lunch or dinner.
No. I'm like a pretty open book. Like, okay, so to go back to the style thing, because I do get a lot of questions about that. So, yes, I am very particular on what I wear, when I wear it, and how I wear it. Meaning, like, my hair, I don't want it to ever look like anybody else's because I like to stand out.
So one thing that I can speak to, just not a question for him, but it's like you pay attention to. I don't want to use the word that you worry about because you don't worry about people's opinion. You pay attention to how your image affects your brand
100%.
all the time.
Never leave the house without makeup. I know that sounds crazy.
Right.
And people are like, well, what do you care about people? No, it's how I feel.
Yeah.
I want to make sure that I feel a certain way. I put up a post. If you go on my Instagram, I went to a Q3 event and I wore heels
Right.
to an event.
Well, it was a
And,
casual event.
And it was a casual event.
Yeah.
Everybody's in jeans and that's not me. I dress how I want to feel. If I'm going to a football game, I'm dressed to the nines. I have sequins. I have big earrings on. I match. I might be in a wedge. I might be in boots. I dress how I feel. That's a new thing in society. Like, women should dress the way they feel. If I wore a sweatshirt and yoga pants every single day, every day of my life.
Sometimes you do.
No, sometimes I do, but do I always have makeup on? Yes.
You definitely wear yoga pants and a sweatshirt better than anybody, babe.
Oh, he's going to say that just because now I'm putting him on the spot. But are there days that I wear that? Yes. But even if I'm wearing that, it is dressed up. And the reason why I say that is that if so many people and so many women will say, I just don't feel good or I don't feel beautiful. Well, you can't feel beautiful unless you make yourself feel beautiful. And how do I do that? I make sure that I have a full face of makeup on almost every day.
You take care of yourself.
I take care of myself.
In general.
In general, I like really cool shoes. to go with even lounging outfits. I might have a sweatshirt, but I'm going to have really cool kicks to go with it.
That was one thing I was thinking about. Like, even if you're wearing yoga pants, you probably got some dunks on that match your hoodie or whatever.
Yeah, earrings, whatever. And yes, I probably have an outfit for every holiday. Like Thanksgiving, I have a shirt that I'm going to wear. Christmas, I have a shirt.
How do you do that? Like, I'm just saying, like, how do you get prepared? Most people wait to the last minute and then they go to walk. You got to go to the stores in town. Like, literally, you think ahead.
Find them on Amazon or on Etsy or at a boutique and put it in your cart.
Like, how long ago did you get this Thanksgiving shirt? Like, did you think of it yesterday and it just came in?
No, because I know how I want to dress.
So when did you get the Thanksgiving shirt? Was it November?
No, it was in October because it was on sale for November.
See, you think ahead.
Yes. Planner. Hello. For Halloween, I had an outfit. I had a shirt that says I'm here just for the booze. It had a ghost on it with boo on it.
Yeah, so
and it
funny.
had like a martini glass on it.
What was the period of work in your life that you look back at and go, this was when I grinded? Like, what was it? Like,
pulling all-nighters because you were still working and I was doing it by myself. And look, I think I get a little bit choked up because it's a blessing that I was able to do it because Arbery was not in school yet. Kipton was going to school. And I was exhausted.
what were you grinding on? What were you doing?
Everything and anything. Growing the business from the ground up, like I said, it was about branding ourselves and websites and social media and getting our name out there and community, everything community meetings. I cannot tell you how many community meetings I went to. And then because I was doing all of that during the day, then all of the paperwork and the design stuff for the clients all came at night. I remember I would eat dinner with y'all, put the kids to bed, you would go to sleep, and I would go to the office. There were mornings that you would wake up to leave at 3:30 and I would still be up.
Yeah, it's hard for me to remember, but I do remember you worked in the office at the house very late a lot. I went to bed a lot with you in the office.
Yes. Like just that was like the grinding time. And I think it was fun, but I remember being exhausted and that's when I lost myself. I had lost 90 something pounds after Arbery was born. And during that period of just like eating unhealthy, staying up late, drinking energy drinks, eating crap food just to get through the day, I literally gained like 75 pounds back. And it didn't matter because the business was growing and you had come on, COVID happened, we were sitting at home, but like all of that grinding time made me lose who I was, me personally. But it was definitely a time of business. And I'll never do that again. That is not what you should do as a business owner. That is not what there is a time for grinding, but letting yourself go during that time is not healthy.
I figured that would be where you would go, but I can recall you grinding through college. You know, you were a mother that went back to college and took
21 hours.
You took 21 hours.
I had to get permission from the dean to take that many hours because they said I couldn't. And I had to write a letter explaining why I was going to do it and how I was going to keep my grades up. I was named one of the 5 top students in the business department at Southeastern University. I have the plaque to show it. It's in my office because it's a constant reminder to me that I went back when I had a child and I still came out on top. I was not going to flunk out.
Right. That time was a grind too.
Yes. I would be studying. I would go to Southeastern after Kipton would go to bed and go to the green room and study for finance. Do you remember this? And I would stay there until they would kick me out at 2 a.m.
Yeah. Basically, this whole Q&A for me, when I really summarize it in my head, though, it highlights, like they say, what you put on Facebook's a highlight reel. Well, like a lot of stuff that we just talked about is behind the scenes. Mm-hmm. The grinding for you to get back in college and finish. The grinding of all the different businesses that you fixed and why you fixed them, because it's who you are and it's how you program, and it's how you work. Like, it really just summarizes all, like, more than 10 years of behind the scenes, like probably 20 years of behind the
Almost
scenes,
20.
because it really started with all this competitive dance that really shaped your personality and your style. So like this this was kind of a quirky in regards to the style of the message, but overall it accomplished what I would have hoped to accomplish with a Q&A. If somebody sat here and listened through the whole thing, they know a backstory of really what makes Erika the fixer, what makes Erika the influencer when it comes to appearance and style. So I know you don't want to hear all the positives.
No. So that is one thing that I'm hard at, that I have a hard time hearing positive things about myself. And it's not because I'm not confident and I don't want to hear them. It's just hard to sit here and have somebody read all these positive things about you.
I think it's more that it's the same way for me. I have a hard time accepting compliments, but it's because it was kind of beaten into me that you get better by focusing on what you're not good at.
Mm-hmm.
So like, you can tell me everything that I do great, and that's not really what I'm looking for. I'm honestly looking for what I don't do great so I can get better at that. But I agree. We have to make sure that we're humble when people give us compliments, but it makes me uncomfortable too sometimes.
The reason why I wanted to do the Q&A today was because I think that so many people on social media think that we're not real people and that we didn't have struggles and that all of a sudden we woke up and we're this multi-million-dollar company. Like, it didn't work like that. It wasn't like, oh, Erika just decided she was going to be a coach and she just put this up on Facebook one day. No, I've been doing it for a long time, and I've been educating myself and being in the rooms with other people that help me bring back information and knowledge that I might not have known through businesses that they do, to then turn around and teach and educate someone else, because that is my passion. If you look back at it, that's what a fixer is. A fixer is someone that is passionate about educating and elevating someone else. It's just a quirky word, but that's what my passion is. I wanted to start my own company for freedom and money, and I didn't get that. I got flexibility and time, and then the money came. And so the reason for the Q&A was for people to get to know me, that I'm not just somebody that just puts this stuff up on Facebook and is like, oh, today we're going to talk about financial literacy. No, let's talk about financial literacy. Let's show women how they can become more financially savvy. Let's talk about all the ways that they can do these things. Let's talk about why you should feel good in your own skin, because there were times in my life that I was not feeling good in my skin. I was still running a business and it looked all great, but it also was 200 and almost 30 pounds on my body. That is unhealthy in so many ways. And I don't care if my husband told me I was beautiful. It was unhealthy. So it's okay to be a mom and be an entrepreneur and be a business person and work for somebody else and still not feel beautiful. But you have to figure out how to do it. And I wanted people to realize that through a Q&A, I'm just a person. I don't have it all together. I work on myself every day. I was honest on a post the other day about, I have coaches that hold me accountable. A lot of people say, Erika, you're the boss of your own companies. Who holds you accountable? Well, for a long time, nobody. But now I've got coaches all around me that are talking to me, pushing me, motivating me, holding me accountable, teaching me things in so many different ways that makes me feel good. It makes me feel good to be able to have somebody that's cheering me on, because sometimes it is hard that I'm always the cheerleader for somebody else. But who's Erika's cheerleader? And it's not that I need all these likes or reactions or followers to feel that. You really just need somebody that truly believes in you to give you that little bit of motivation to do the next thing. And so today for me was about hopefully bringing in the people that are listening to realize that I'm just a human too. Somebody that had a big dream and that I worked at it, but it can be done. And yes, I like to be a fashionista. I like to look good, but I also like to wear a sweatshirt and t-shirts too.
And she doesn't ever know what she wants to eat.
Yes, that's true. So we'll wrap it up on that. I love this Q&A. Your Q&A is next time, because I already know some of the questions that I want to ask. I definitely thought you were going to bring me some more funnier questions today, but I'm super excited that the listeners got to know a little bit more about me and who I am and where it came from. And I hope that the next time that you want to escape, that you guys come in and come listen to what we're talking about. 'Cause it's always fun. It's always interesting. We're always elevating and we're always educating. Y'all have a great day.